Hi everyone, and welcome to today's online introductory session for A-level music. My name's David Wall, I'm Head of Performing Arts here at St John Rigby College, but I'm also the A-level music teacher. Today we're going to be having a look at a quick composition task, and we've to remember that composition forms 25% of the final grade in A-level music. Here we're going to do a short composition task online, and so what I need you to do is go to onlinesequencer.net and pause this video if you need to do so now. Okay, what we're going to do next is we're going to create the chords for the piece. We're going to create a piece in the key of A minor. So for this we'll need the chords in A minor, and at college we use what I call a root third fifth diagram for this. So here's the diagram. You can see I've got root third and fifth at the left hand side, and at the bottom I've got the different Roman numerals for the chords. We're going to start with the note name of the key. So where it says root and chord 1, I start with A, and I'm going to go up my musical alphabet across that line. I'm then going to count up 3 from the first note, A, B, C, and so I get to the third of the chord. And again, I'm going to go up my musical alphabet. I'm then counting up 5 from the first note, A, B, C, D, E. And once again, I'm going to count up my musical alphabet from there. We may need to add sharps and flats depending on what key, and in this case, we're going to need to add a G sharp. So in the key of A minor, we add G sharps. So now we've got our chords, we can start to sequence a piece of music. So I've put the table up at the top of the screen, and let's start to get those chords in. Your internet browser should look a little like mine in the video below. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to choose the draw tool. And then I'm going to draw in the different notes of my chord, A, C and E. And I'm going to use my select tool to select them all, and I'm going to make them all 1 beat long. I'm then going to go to copy and paste, and then I can drag the new ones across, and we're going to copy and paste again. And copy and paste again. So there's our first part, our first A minor chords on the beat. Well, I'm going to try and create some sort of different rhythm with them. So I'm now changing the rhythms, and I'm making them slightly shorter, and I'm trying to just figure out what it is I want this piece to sound like. It's completely my own preference. So you can see now I'm adding in a few more notes to try and fill up that bar. I'm trying to make this A minor chord last for 1 bar. Here it is. Okay, a little bit more exciting using that rhythm. What I'm going to do now is highlight all of that, copy and paste, and I'm going to move it all across, and I'm going to create now a D minor chord. And I'm going to select that again, and I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste, and now I'm going to put in an E minor chord. Okay, one last chord to put in to make our 4-bar phrase, so I'm copying and pasting, and I'm going to drag those across again. And this time I'm creating a sort of C chord. So I need to move those notes around a little bit. There we go. Okay, I'm not sure about the sound of that last chord, so I'm going to have a look at it, and I'm going to make it to a C major chord. So instead of G sharps, we're going to use G naturals. I'm just going to make sure that my auto scroll works on this video. And here we go. Okay, so I've now got a set of chords. I've got the first part. Now we're going to have a think about a bass line. So now we've got our chords in, let's start to have a look at a bass riff. So I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to change my instrument, and I'm now going to have a bass. And I'm going to use the root note of the chord to start to create my bass riff. So click on my draw tool and start on the root note. And it'll be the same rhythm as the chords that I've just put in. And then I can select it and copy and paste, and I can move it to the root note of the next chord. Copy, paste. And I've got the root notes of the next chord. And last time for our 4-bar phrase. And here it is. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to have a play around with some of those notes. So rather than just being the root note, I'm going to start to move those around a little bit. And I might use some other notes from the chord. And I'm trying to give the bass line a little bit more movement. So again, let's have a play around with this chord, this D minor chord, and let's move those notes around a little bit more again. Okay, so I've now got a bass line in with some riffs and some movement. Now it's time to think about a melody line. We've got our chords, we've got a little bit of a bass riff. Let's think about the melody line. So again, I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to change my instrument, and I'm going to choose a flute for my melody line. And I'm clicking on the draw tool, and I'm going to use some of the notes from the chords, and I'm going to try and create some sort of melody that I can sing, that's singable and that's memorable. Okay, let's have a listen to it. Okay, not too sure about that, so let's start to get rid of some of it. And let's make those note lengths slightly longer. Let's have a listen to it. Okay, and I'm going to use a sequence now, the melodic technique of a sequence, and I'm going to copy those and paste them, and I'm going to move them by step, so we get a little melodic sequence that happens. And again, my draw tool, and I'm going to try and use some shorter note lengths for this little part, maybe. And I'm using a little conjunct scale there, falling down. And then coming back up onto the root note of that final chord. I'm going to select them. We've made them longer. And let's have a listen to how that sounds. And so just by having a play around with that, I'm starting to come up with this small piece of music with some melodic ideas, some chords, and some bass notes in there. What you might want to do now is to continue with this and have a play around with the website and start to create some more of your own ideas. Here's something that I produced just from doodling around on the website and trying to learn how to use it. Have a listen. So why not pause this video now and have a play around with that website and see if you can create a longer piece of music. Try and create maybe 8 bars. Hopefully that's been useful for you and you've got a little bit of a taste of some music writing and some composition. What I'd like you to do is to go to tinyurl.com/al-mu-intro1 quiz and fill out our quiz on that website as well. Thank you very much, everyone. See you all soon.